What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Yo, yo,
Episode
yo.
8, Anabolic Talk. Got my boy Fielder here, like always, and we're going to go over some cool stuff. Today's episode is called Don't Be Scared of Change, which a lot of y'all motherfuckers are scared. They're scared to change things up so you can hit the next echelon of your goals, right? The breakthrough plateaus and whatnot, right? Which I get. Change can be scary, but it's also a part of growth. So we're gonna go over some things about that. But first, as you know, we always got our questions, our 3 questions from people. This is what we get for that past week. So our first question is: when's the best time to take growth hormone? And is it intrafat or intramuscular? Well, that's pretty simple, in my opinion. Best time to do it is pre-cardio or early in the morning before your meal. It acts kind of like insulin. It messes with glucose, so it's better to do it in an empty stomach. Do it before cardio, maybe about 10-15 minutes. Get your cardio in, then eat your meal. Do it before your last meal, preferably 30 to 40 minutes, and then go to bed about an hour or two after that. You want to do it and then eat, but you don't want to do it while you're eating. I get it, it happens, but like I said, it does mess with insulin levels and glucose, so it's good to take it, let it saturate, and then eat some sort of calories. It's good to do it before your post-workout meal. So what I like to do is towards the end of my workout, I'll hit it 45 minutes before I finish, maybe 30, then eat my post-workout meal. And then I'll hit some Slin with it. Slin and growth hormone are a great combo. It's like yin and yang, you know what I'm saying? What do you think, Fielder?
Um, and you know, the having them synergize together, both the
GH and
Flynn
Slin?
and the GH,
Yeah.
that is actually one of the biggest plateau breakers like that a bodybuilder can use supplement wise.
Hell
So
yeah.
if you haven't, I definitely suggest it. By the way, at least maybe start slow, work your way into it. But if you do everything right, you really have nothing to worry about. I'm still learning about Slin myself, or not Slin, but GH. I mean, I've been underdosing it my entire career so far, and I'm just now figuring out the best protocols that works with me. Um, Everything that you've pretty much said is what I do now. Um, Before I just try to get in 3 small dosage shots throughout the day with no real schedule involved. Just just if I were to have let's say I'm up for, you know, 13 hours, I just try to schedule it like in the morning, midday, night in a perfect sequence, which is not the right way to go. Um, but yeah,
Why do you say
yeah,
that?
huh?
Why do you say that? Just for our viewers?
I just say that's not the way to go because you're not really utilizing it to its fullest potential.
Right.
You know, if you're not doing things, your diet is always a centerpiece, right? So everything that you're doing supplement wise is almost should be gravitating around that. And if it's not, and you're just kind of doing it whenever, it's yeah, probably need some tightening up to do.
Right. It's like taking branched chain aminos all day. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
you're wasting it. Just drink it when your body needs it, which is most likely during your workout, maybe pre or post. But I'm saying right around your workout. All right. And this goes for exactly what he's saying. But to shine light on the other question that was part of that question was this person had asked, is it better to go into your fat in your lower stomach right down here, or is it good to go into your muscles? Well, you know, only reason why I say muscles is because it metabolizes faster. But I would actually like to hear what you got to say, bro.
Yeah. So any shot, whether it's anabolics, peptides, all that jazz, for the most part, if you're going to get like 100 absorption rate if you go intravenular. Um, However, that you run an extreme risk of what would I say, blood, like a blood infection. which
Yeah.
can be extremely fatal very quick, and it happens very quickly.
Yeah.
So no one in the bodybuilding community really recommends that unless you have state of the art, facility and doctors, and you know, you're in a clean room and all that shit. And most of the time, the stuff that we're using, it's not, you know, it's either a lot of it. It's not all farm grade, right? Sometimes you got to find a break on some GH. Sometimes you have to find a break, and those little impurities, if you were to smack that right into your blood, who knows how that's going to work? So I always recommend intermuscular when it comes to pretty much all injections, even Slin. So insulin, GH, gear, all that, go intermuscular. Keep
Yeah.
it simple. When you're doing the sub Q, I find it more painful, to be honest, and you tend to get little swellages like happening around the belly line. No one wants a big, nasty spot on their belly.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the only real reason. And I think it's like a 30%, excuse me if I'm wrong, it's like a 30% absorption rate through sub Q, through your fat. So just think about how much you're spending for the medicine, right? And how much you're just shitting it away.
Right. And all you
So,
have to
yeah.
do is manipulate a different part of your body, depending on a different part of your body. And it's a pretty easy change. I personally agree with him. I don't like pinning in my lower stomach because that shit kind of hurts and it leaves little pips. But then if I pip in if I pin in my shoulder or my upper pec, uh, no problems, whatever, and it's straight into the muscle. And we always use insulin pins, obviously, with pinning with this stuff, guys. If you guys need any advice on what to use, what we use, what to recommend, obviously we're not professionals. We're not saying we're professionals, but we will give personal advice if that's what you need. But moving on to the next question. Hope that answered that one. Whoever gave us that question. I didn't write down the person who gave it to me, so I apologize. Next, how often should you have cheat meals? Well, that's that's a broad question. It depends on what your goals are. I'm going to give an example because this is cool. This is a cool question. So right now I just got done with a cut. I'm on day 2 of my bulk. So on my cut, I would only have one day, which was Saturday, where I would cut loose at least 3 times. I would have 3 cheat meals that day. I would track my macros, but not with my cheats, and I would just try and eat some protein, and I wouldn't really track my macros. But for 6 days out of the week, other than that one day, I am calculating everything, making sure I'm in caloric deficit, cardio's on point. And that day is just a day in the week where I can look forward to it. I'm like, I'm going to work really hard so I can really earn this day of cutting loose. And I choose a couple things that I've been craving, and I cut loose. And I jump up, Fielder knows this, I jump in that one day of cheats, I'll fluctuate 7 to 10 pounds. One day, all water weight and bloat. And then I chisel away at it during the week, and then I drop a little bit towards the end, and then I ramp up and then chisel away at it. And that's my personal opinion. That's great for bulking and implementing a cheat meal to spike your metabolism. And on the bulking side, obviously you can kind of cut loose a little bit more with the cheats. But if you really want to be mentally strong and watch your glucose levels and not try and gain too much fat and stuff like that, just stick with cheat meals once a week. That's my opinion. Once or twice a week. Yep. What do you think, bro?
Oh man, I mean, to each their own, and to each coach is their own, right? But if you're someone like me and you have a lot of, not necessarily glucose issues, but cholesterol issues, I wouldn't ever have more than a cheat meal a week.
Yeah.
And when I say cheat meal, I'm talking about something that's completely off schedule. Like it doesn't have anything to do with your macros.
Right.
It's like it's just a big fatty burger, or
Yeah.
it's
Pizza.
MOD pizza,
Yeah.
or whatever it may be. Um, but I, if you were to have, if like for instance, if I were to go 3 meals on that same day, like I'd be just so trashed. And
Yeah.
for people who have really sensitive um, uh, levels, it's kind of like you can go into the danger zone. Like with, think about it like this: your cholesterol. Let's say you have bad cholesterol. You're at 375, right? And then all of a sudden you have a burger meal. That shit's gonna spike. Good 100, 150. It probably, who knows how much it can spike depending on how crazy you go, right? How much fat, how much additives and all that extra shit is in there. So you have that cholesterol hit, and that can be fatal if you have, if you're not bred for this shit.
Right. Yeah.
So I always say just keep it simple. One cheat meal, um, any day of the week you want. It doesn't have to be every Saturday. It doesn't have to be every Sunday. It doesn't have to be a weekend. If your day's off on Wednesday, go ahead and make that your cheat meal day,
Yeah.
not cheat day. And yeah,
I agree, dude. I completely agree. I like to make it a mental thing, something to look forward to, something to work towards. That's the most healthiest way to look at it. Instead of, I think I'm gonna do a cheat meal today. It's like, bro, you didn't earn it. I mean, you're just throwing it in randomly. Now, don't get me wrong. Like Fielder said, if you're everybody's circumstance is different. In my opinion, Fielder can get away with more cheat meals. So this is a good example. Fielder can get away with eating out and eating more cheat meals than I can. I fluctuate weight hardcore. I get watery. My digestion isn't always great. Fielder seems to do better with this stuff. So it's all circumstance. It's whose body can handle it. If you're looking to hit a PR and skyrocket with strength for that week, have more cheat meals. I mean, if you're in a load week of your workout phase, more cheat meals, more glucose. If you're in your cutback phase and you're trying to deload and debloat, cut back on the cheat meals. It should all be pre-thought of and earned, in my opinion. Cheat meals shouldn't just be like, I think I'm gonna just eat that, you know.
I would also touch on having a cheat meal and flexible dieting are completely different things.
Oh, 100%.
And it's like I actually believe in flexible dieting.
Yeah, so do
And
I.
when I say, and it's just kind of macro plug and play, right?
Right.
So if you, for some reason, you don't have a chicken meal, one that's in your plan, okay, let me find the exact amount of protein with something incomparable in carbs, and so on. Okay, maybe you want a Greek yogurt, and then your carb source is going to be some type of fruit instead of like a rice for one meal. Yeah, sure, it's going to be a sugar carb, but that one little instance and everything else on point it isn't gonna throw you over the edge.
No,
And
your thermogenics and stuff, like your body is gonna absorb calories, carbs, protein, all the calories and macros the same as if it's rice and chicken or whatever it may be. Obviously, there's more that goes into that because there's additives and there's sodium and then there's fiber, right? So, but like he said, once in a while, it's not gonna hurt you, dude. As long as you do the plug and play thing that he was talking about, track it, put it into your calorie counter, then be like, all right, here's the dosage, here's the blah blah blah. All right, so now I can fit it in. That's cool too. That works. That's that Sam Sulek type mindset.
but but he fills it with trash. That's the
He
only
does his
difference.
ramen noodle and fucking what is it? His spicy chicken from
So
Wendy's.
so so don't plug and play with shit though, guys. Come on. Be smart about your choices. It's
Yeah,
everything that goes into your body when you're a bodybuilder has to be conscientious. You
yeah.
can't just be it can't be thoughtless.
No, I mean, yeah, okay, you're young. Okay, you can get away with it. Oh, dude, it's going to bite you in the butt. Everything bites you in the ass later in life. If you can mitigate that bite, it's, why not just do the right healthy things, all right? Earn the yummy stuff and eat the bland shit. I don't even eat for flavor. I'm going to be honest. I know that if the better I eat, the more this pops up. And this is more important than some flavor that lasts a couple minutes. And I'm like, cool. Now it's over. Or I could eat really healthy and then I get to reap the fucking benefits forever. Anyways, last question. Should you train till failure every set? I talk about this all the time. Just made a
Yes.
Yes, I just made a post about this on my Instagram. Yes, you should always be training till failure, or at least with a 1 rep RIR, which means 1 rep in reserve, where you go to literally pretty much failure and then rack it. You might have 1/2 a rep left that you could have hit, but you should always be working with a 1 rep in reserve.
If you have a training partner, you go to failure every time.
Yes, regardless, you have no excuse. You have no excuse. And if that training partner is not pushing you to go to that point, at least half your workout, uh, might be time to rethink your workout partner, bud.
Might
Or
need a
have,
fucking drop kick in the fucking face.
yeah, you might have to have a nice little conversation with them, like, yo, what's up? Are we here to fucking pick our asses and talk to chicks, or are we here to make gains? Like, I don't know about you, but you can talk to chicks and make gains at the same time. Not saying I do that. Anyways, moving on. Yes, always train to failure. That's an easy question. That's an easy answer to that question. Cool. But we're going to move on to our topic of the day, which is don't be scared of change. And what we're kind of leaning on with this topic is a lot of people, most people, especially after a show and they get all lean and they put all that hard work into their bodies, or they're already lean out of high school because they've been an athlete and they want to grow, whatever you're already thick and strong, but you want to cut and you don't want to lose your strength. There's a lot of aspects to it. What we're trying to say is, don't be scared of change. You want to grow and you're skinny, but you don't want to lose your abs, bro. They'll come back. They're still there. You need to put on a little bit of cheese, I like to say, on that frame in order to pack on some quality muscle. The more glucose you store, water, which is 70% of your muscles, the more glucose you store on your frame, the stronger and faster you're going to get. Why? Because it's literally readily in your muscles to absorb and turn into muscle. So your body only reacts to stress, okay? And that's a whole nother conversation. That's why you have to go to failure every set, because you're not going to grow unless your body's presented with new stress, right? Anyways, yeah, if you're a skinny dude or a skinny girl and you're like, oh my God, I look so good, look at my abs, look at my veins, look at this. Oh, but I really just don't like how my legs just aren't that big. And then you get on a bulking plan for a week and then you get off it because you're like, it was just so much food. It was so hard. I got so bloated. You gained 2 pounds. Get the fuck over it. Stick with it. Stop crying about it. You keep crying about the size of your legs, but you don't want to bulk. All right. I look at someone when they cry about how much food they're eating, and I just want to throw them in the middle of Africa where they don't get a meal every fucking day. And I'm like, you need to count your goddamn blessings. Okay? Mm-hmm. You get to eat all this food and you're going to cry about it and you're gaining all this muscle and, you're getting stronger, but with all this food, shut the fuck up. Deal with it. The same thing goes for cutting. Yes, it's all mental game. The same thing goes for cutting. It's like, you hate how fat you are and you can't take your shirt off at the pool and you're sitting in the corner, whatever it may be, or, you just don't like yourself in general, the way you look. You could still look good. You just don't like the way you look. Like me, I am a little thick right now. I don't really like it. But you don't hear me complaining about it all the fucking time. I'll just go through a cut and make it happen. Anyways, back to what I was saying. You got to go through a caloric deficit. Yes, you're going to get a little bit weaker. Yes, you're going to, feel a little bit less full and you're going to feel a little lethargic. Well, you don't get to complain about how you feel because you're fat if you're not going to put in the work, right? So don't be afraid of change, guys. It's all part of the process. It's bodybuilding, right? What do you think?
If you don't have the mental fortitude to not overcome the scale, then you shouldn't be a bodybuilder.
Amen.
That's as clean cut as it should be. In terms as somebody who's not a bodybuilder and someone who just is a complainer, always complaining what they don't have in the gym.
Yeah.
Whether it's, my legs aren't big enough, oh, I'm trying to put on size, they never put on size, or they're always saying they're trying to get shred and they're always trying to get abs, but they never have abs. Whatever it is, whatever your goal is, whether it's on the shred side or the bulk side, you just you need to have the mental fortitude to make that happen. And the only way to make that happen is through absolute pure structure.
Yeah.
And I always go back to structure. It's what supplies me life. I am a wreck without structure.
Yeah.
So
Same.
add that into your structure of your day, of making sure that you're getting your meals in, or shaving carbs out with when you're trying to diet, whatever the case is, and make shit happen. There's another big thing is people always will use like, well, I don't get a pump, right? I've been pump chasing for 3 weeks now. I haven't know what's going on. I have faulty gear. I have faulty food,
I know
or
what
not
you're about
food,
to
but
say.
you know what I mean. And it's like, come on, man. If you can't get a pump at, regardless of what your goal is, like I know people that get the nastiest shred pumps ever, and then at the same time, the swell pumps when you're bulking from being glycoloaded. So if you're having carbs prior to your workout, regardless, which you should have carbs prior to a workout, even in a shred, you should be able to get a goddamn pump.
Here's the thing,
And
guys. I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you, oh my god, if you are struggling to get a pump, oh my god, this is such a fucking irritating thing. I hear it all the time. I can't get a pump. Oh, I can't get a pump, Devin. I need more carbs. All right, bro. Meet me at the gym in a fucking hour, and if you do not get a pump with me, something's wrong. Guaranteed they get a pump when I am training them. You know what the problem is? It's not the carbs, it's not the lack of glucose, it's the lack of work ethic when you're lower caloric intake. It's the fucking lack of work. You can cut. The problem is getting caught up with how much you're not eating, and you're just like, bleh, bleh. That's when where motivation lacks, dedication and discipline takes over. The fielder did it himself. This little motion, it means it's in your head. And turn on the beast mode switch. So that whole thing where y'all say, oh, I can't get a pump when I'm low caloric intake. Hit me up. I'll get you a pump, bro. I'll get you a fucking pump. Guaranteed, my guy. Oh, you only get 50 carbs a day? Alright, well, we're going to move those pre-workout, and we're going to fucking use that to get you your pump that you say you can't get. Fuck that pussy shit. Anyways.
but if you watch those same people, they're not like, you see why they're not getting a pump.
Yeah.
They'll stand at the bench press for 45 minutes. You know, and just social. It's more of a social outing than it is an actual. Let's actually get work done. So.
Yeah, see? No, dude. You can get a fucking pump. Alright, so here's the thing. So here's a little example. I put people on stage for a living. It's part of my job. I'm a full-time coach, DS bodybuilding, blah, 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 blah. So I've dealt with this. I can't get a pump thing. I've dealt with all that. Even while on anabolics. Even on pump-inducing pharmaceuticals. Right? Masteron, Winstrol, all these things, Halotestin, Cialis, all these things that make you get pumpy no matter what. People have been on them and be like, I can't get a pump. I just had a fucking dude tell me yesterday, a couple days ago, I don't know why I can't get a pump. I need a new Connects. It's my gear. It's blah blah blah. I just got blood work. I'm at 2,000 milligrams. I'm at 2,000 on a blood serum level of my test. Is at 2,000, which is, for ladies and gentlemen watching, that's really high. You should be between 400 and 1,200, in my opinion. He was at 2,000. So there is no reason this dude should not be getting a pump. And he said he was eating carbs. And then me and Fielder proceeded to work out, and I would watch him work out. I'd watch him. Oh, you're just talking. Oh, You barely lifting any weight. I don't see you getting red-faced in the middle of your set. I don't see you huffing and puffing. Oh, now you're leaving. There's not a drop of sweat on your shirt, my guy. No wonder you're not getting a fucking pump. You have no work ethic. You got nobody breathing over you telling you get that rep, that last rep in. You got nobody looking at you while you're done with your set. Like, is that fucking it, dude? You gonna give me some more? Not saying. All right. So here's another example, bro. Fielder's a fucking beast. He goes to fucking failure always. But me as a good, most of the time I'm a good workout partner. Sometimes I'll veer off and I go do my own thing. But every once in a while he'll go to failure and rack the weight, and I'll go, do me a favor and give me 5 more real quick. That's what a good workout partner is. Remember I just did that yesterday?
Just the rack ready to call it a set, and you're like, 5 more.
Yeah, he had just racked it and was like, fuck. And I was like, do me a favor and give me 5 more. Give yourself a couple seconds and give me 5 more. And he's like, all right. And he unracks it and he gives 5 more. And he's like, he racks it again. And he's like, all right. Guaranteed homeboy got a fucking pump.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of it's somebody to help push you, right? But sorry, what was that? Yeah, man. If you don't have a workout partner, you need to take the reins and hold yourself accountable. Are you pushing past failure? Maybe it's the music you're listening to. That T Swift, you need to get that out of your ears. You got to put on some angry music. Fielder likes music, and he's got his family's in a background with music. I introduced him to this really heavy metal band called Paleface, and dude, it gets us fucking in it.
Yeah.
And we'll blare that shit, and we all of a sudden we just like the horns slowly come piercing out of our foreheads, and we're just like, you know, we get our like,
Get me psyched up, man.
yeah, dude, I love that shit. Well, maybe y'all should start looking into some angrier music. Doesn't have to be Satan worshiping music. It could just be some, you know, some music where the dude seems very angry, and it just kind of helps you bring out that, you know. So, music helps. Getting in your head, going into past trauma helps.
I heard something interesting the other day from a client, and they said that they really like listening to calm music when they work out.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that too.
What do you think about that?
It's not me. I mean, I can't hate because I understand.
Where do you generate extra feeling from in calm music? Or is it more like you're more enlightened, so you're not thinking about it as much? Like,
it's got to be something that he tunes in with personally, that I can tune in with metal. So metal opens up that pathway to the ability that I get from it, and slow music opens up that pathway for him. It opens up that door, so to speak, so we can go through it. Me personally, dude, I need angry, loud music. I want some shit where I can hear the dudes in pain, like Paleface. And it literally, because, you know, I'm addicted. We talked about this yesterday. We are addicted to pain. I want to go to the gym and I want to get fucked up. I want to get fucked up. And if I don't, no, there is no if I don't. I never go to the gym and not get fucked up. I haven't gotten fucked up from a workout in years. Every workout, I'm like, even the ones where I'm like, fuck, I'm not motivated. And then I get like a couple sets in and I'm like, you know, start bashing shit against my fucking head, man, and start going crazy. I get my workout in.
that's for sure.
Yeah, we get our workout in. You know, mindset is huge in that shit. A lot of people can't get in that mindset, that psycho mindset. And it really helps me, man. I don't know any pro bodybuilder that cannot hone in on that mindset. All of them have it, right?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, able to find a really quick connection.
Like I watch videos of my favorite bodybuilders, and they're all grunting and fucking spitting and vomiting sometimes after and during their workouts. And they get this look in their eyes where you can just tell, oh, they just left. They're not there. They left. They're in their set right now. Like, nobody, knock, knock, nobody's home. And that's super hard, supposedly. I don't know why you and me are able to get it. Maybe because we do it every day, but people just can't get into it. Like, I trained some clients that are even doing really good that just can't enter that zone. You know, they just can't.
You just got to create the zone for them, man.
I do my best, and I feel like I'm for most
As a,
people.
I go for the ghost approach, where I literally, after the set, I just want them to be fucking actually pale faced,
Right?
like
Yeah.
they are like
Speaking of
ghosts.
pale face,
Yeah, right. So if they're having troubles in finding their own motivation and putting everything into the workout, man, okay, I'm going to make sure one thing's for certain is that you're not going to have anything left in the tank. And I always have. I got this from Larry the Elder Man, F, F1. He's gosh, he's been everywhere. I think he came from California. He trained at Metroflex, and now he's been at F1 for so long. But he always explained to me on my first leg day, real leg day that I ever had, like 9, 10 years ago. He said, "You got to have 3 deaths every workout that you have. Say it's chest day, you got to have 3 deaths. Quad day, 3 deaths." And that means what I took that as was you have to go ghost. Like you got to be on the floor, ghost out, like you're just gasping for air, and you need some actual real recovery time, 3 separate times during that workout. And if you don't achieve that, then you're not using everything up. So I've applied that approach to all my training since then, and my God, my clients hate me for pushing that on them as well.
that's awesome. I think that's super cool. Imagine applying that with things other than fitness, work ethic, going
Oof.
after the girl you love, you want. You know, just going full fucking send, exasperating every avenue of effort until you hit failure, and then you go to the next option. That's if it's a girl. Or which is if it's a workout, then it's the next lift, it's the next workout, the next exercise. You know? Just go fucking full send. Go all out. Like nothing's wrong, nothing bad is gonna happen if you give everything that you care about, supposedly, everything you got. What bad's gonna come of it? You're going to learn more about yourself. Oh, boo hoo. You're going to realize what you're really capable of. Oh, boo fucking who. You're going to possibly reap get what you wanted out of it. Cool. You know, if you fail and don't get it, now you get to collect all the info, retry again with a new option or a new whatever it may be. No matter what, you're going to get something out of it that's a positive. So these people that just kind of tiptoe through life and don't give things everything they got, like everything they fucking got, they're just not going to get anywhere. You're not going to get anywhere. Which goes back to change. Maybe you should fucking change if that's the guy you are, if that's the girl you are. You don't have any ambition, any drive to do better, to push yourself. Maybe it's time to change and try to be that person. See what happens. One day, one fucking day of going full send on something you really care about. When your body's like, ugh, I'm bored, or ugh, I want to stop. Keep going. Keep going until you can't go anymore. And this is for anything. And see what happens. See what
Don't be
happens. Lightning.
don't be scared of failure.
Yeah, don't
And
be scared.
that a lot of times is that hindering point. Is
Yeah.
like whether it's a squat on 5 plates and you've been doing four, let's say 3 or 4 plates for the longest time, and you just don't want to. You're scared of that 5 plate. You're scared of failing. You're scared. You don't know. You don't want anybody to see you actually not be able to push that weight up because everybody has been watching you just be throwing weight up your whole time. for years at the gym. You got to be actually willing to fucking put everything you have into something and fail. And so the squat is a perfect idealization for that because what's fucking harder than a goddamn squat? Nothing. Nothing's harder than a fucking heavy fucking 5, 6, 7 plate squat. So like even for I know clients that literally they would, instead of failing right correctly, because you can fail correctly, they grab the side of the squat bar and pushed themselves up and didn't allow the squat. It was just the most pathetic thing I've ever seen because they were unwilling to fail,
Yeah.
and they risked injury in order to not experience that.
Right.
And I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
How I would have had so much respect, so much more respect if they just got it. They tried everything. They got down into the hole and they tried to explode up.
And then
And
they bailed.
if nothing fucking happened and they just had to set it, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Good attempt.
Right. No, I have a girl that I train. I won't say her name. And she's a sweetheart. She's a really cool girl. But she will get under the squat bar, and I'll say, all right, time to go to failure. Instead of going to failure, she'll round her back and she'll go, help, 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 help. And like, you're freaking the fuck out. How about you just gain some confidence? If you can't go, if you're on the Smith machine, rack it or bounce and then drop it back. Like, nothing bad's gonna happen. Obviously, there's some risk. Obviously. But everything in life worth having comes with risk. Everything. That's why we do it. That's why it's fun. Right? You think you're gonna get that crazy company that you want without risking of getting it started? Oh, look, you got it started and now you're a millionaire. Everything worth having comes with risk. Okay? Help, 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 that little fucking freak out and like vulnerability is a loss. Now you have to build on that loss. See? Failure isn't always bad. Okay, you verbally said help in the middle of your set and then rounded your back and freaked out. And then I helped you rack it. Okay. Now you know that you freak out around this with this weight at this rep. Let's do it again. And do not freak out. Do not say help, help, help. And go full send. Next set, implement it, leveled up. Instead of dwelling on it and not leveling up on it and capitalizing on it and not implementing change, which is what this episode's all about, you capitalize on it. If you have a good workout partner, a good coach, he will help you work on that stuff. That's how that goes. But anyways, we're flying through this episode. I want to shine light on a couple things with a conclusion, just to help all my watchers and stuff, everybody tuning in, and it's just about nutrition and how to properly calculate your goals. Okay, and I'm going to talk about this, and I really am super intrigued on what Fielder has to say about this as well. So what I have to say about pre-planning your goals, whether it's the bulk or cut, what you need to do is figure out how long you want to do it and when your end goal day is. That's first thing. All right, so this is the day I want to meet this weight, whether it's bulk or cut. Cool, now you have an end goal. Now you have a date. Now you have so many weeks until that goal. So now you need to plan it out on a planner. Usually I like to write shit down on a dry erase board, which is this right here, or I have a big planner. And for the first couple weeks, I have a meal plan next couple weeks. And obviously, you have to calculate your macros. That's at the top of the list. You have to progressive overload if you're bulking, or holding your mass, meaning not going lighter when you're cutting. A lot of people make the mistake of going back on weight and reps at the start of the cut. No, go back off when you can't do it. When you literally can't do it. Like you don't have enough caloric intake and your body won't allow you to push that heavy weight. Then pull back. Don't just do it before you can't do it. But anyways, yeah. You need to come out with a plan. Pre-plan everything. If you need a coach to help you with that, I'm really good at it. Fielder's good at it too. What do you think, bro?
Well, you mean just in terms of like what? What specifically?
Like just let's say somebody wanted to cut and they're like, and they need to come up with a plan. All right, you can't just say, I want to cut, and then,
Oh,
you
you
put
mean?
a plan.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I just had an actual natty kid reach out to me today, and I thought he could do a show in 6 weeks. And he, isn't really on a heavily structured diet, very high fat intake, very low carb, almost keto style, which I don't recommend anybody do keto style unless you're like a fat ass trying to lose a lot of weight quick, but not for any type of competition purposes.
Yeah,
So I right away I was like, dude, like your show is basically in six that you're looking at. It's going to be 6 weeks away. You need, 12 to 16 weeks minimum.
yeah,
To and that it all starts with. I basically keep everything the same, and I just keep micro shredding the carbs off
right.
wherever I have them done. And you need to have that plant. You know, it's hard to think about that from any perspective other than a competitor standpoint.
Right.
So, um, but if you're a competitor, definitely you need 12. I would suggest 12, 20 weeks. I love the 20 weekers. People who can diet for 20 weeks, they always look the best, and
Yep.
they always have the best structure to like they have they're on point. If you can last 20 weeks, they're usually on fucking point.
That's what I
Um,
like to do. I like to do the 20-week prep, and the first 4 weeks is a prep for the prep. So now you're priming your brain. You're getting your feet wet. It's so good. Instead of jumping head first and possibly drowning, you get to fucking put the feet in, so to speak. Get the toes
but
wet first.
but for these for regular people out there just trying to lose weight, trying to gain weight, it's just you just got to look at your diet. It's the same thing, just like everyone. Look at your diet. All right, let's say you're having 3 meals a day. Let's try to make it four. And from there, okay, you've noticed that leaving all calculations and all this extra shit out. Every day I eat the same thing. I'm stepping on the scale and it's not moving. So you have a baseline going for yourself that you've worked into or worked down into
Maintenance
already.
calories. Yeah.
Just stick there, and whether or not you're trying to go up or down, just add carbs. That's all you have to add. Don't make it more difficult. Don't be trying to overthink protein. Don't be trying to overthink fats. If you already have a baseline going, literally just add or subtract the damn carbs.
Yeah.
That's why keep it simple as shit.
And the cool thing about that is like that's the simplest way to do it, and it's effective as fuck. But here's the hard thing: many of you, I know y'all are probably watching this and they're like, "Fuck, how do I calculate because I don't eat the same thing every day?" Well, that's step one. Then step one is come up with what you can eat every day. Maybe it's 3. Let's make it 4. Right, 4 meals a day. Eat that for a fucking week. See what happens to your weight. Then eat it for another week. See what happens with your weight. On the third week of eating the same thing and your weight has literally dropped or gained and then leveled, if there's any leveling going on, congratulations. You've met your maintenance. You're at your maintenance right now, guys. Your weight's not going up, it's not going down. So now you build from it or you subtract from it, depending on your goals. You don't have to do all this calculation, which I highly recommend, but you don't have to. What's that dude's name? Callum von Moger. Back in the day when not in the day, but 8, 7 years ago when he was a huge icon in the fitness industry and not bodybuilding, but just fitness on Instagram and stuff like that. He only competed a couple times, but he got huge and lean, not weighing out a single. He would weigh it out, but he wouldn't calculate anything. He
I
just
remember.
he just felt
I
it.
watched this shit. He'd make a shake with like fucking a half a bottle of honey and
Yeah.
the Sam Sulek style.
Yeah, and stuff even less calculated. The dude was a genetic freak for sure. Probably ran a lot of stuff that I could never have get. You know, probably maybe even the same shit I run. I don't even know. Maybe he ran it longer. I'm very new. I've only been doing this for about 5 years, but maybe he ran it longer. I don't know. The dude looked like a genetic freak.
He did look good.
But anyways, guys, yeah, come up with what your end goal is, and then build off from that. Eat the same thing. Make a meal plan. Eat the same thing for at least 2 to 3 weeks. See what your weight does. Go from there. Depending on your goals, shred or bulk. Just add carbs. Don't worry about protein or fat. Add carbs or subtract carbs. But anyways, we're rolling in on the end of our episode. I want to give a couple shout outs to a couple clients that I am super, super impressed with. And I don't ever do this, but hopefully you guys get a chance to watch this so you can magically hear your name and actually feel special. I don't fucking know. But I do know one client of mine watches these episodes while doing cardio. And this is Tyler. Tyler, dude, if you're watching this, you're fucking awesome. I'm super glad I get to train you. This is a 20-year-old. He's done one show, I believe. He wants to do the Dennis James next year, which is the show that I won. And the kid is just super respectful. He's no bullshit. He works his ass off. He's not afraid to scream in the gym and go to failure. He sweats his balls off. And then he's like super, he's not bullshitting. He puts a hoodie on. He works his ass off. And when people talk to him, he's like, "Sup?" And he's very short. He's there to work and get shit done. Very proud of this dude. Super proud of him. I got a couple more names. Joseph Taquinto. Hopefully you're watching this. Older dude. He's lost about 40 pounds in 4 months. Averaging about 8 to 10 pounds a month. It's actually 4.5 months, but still super impressive, dude. Yeah. So this guy does not have a huge background in lifting. Just jumped on my team and does everything I tell him. That's the difference between him and everybody else. He does what I tell him. And he averages tons of fat loss a month and is getting bigger, stronger, naturally. No anabolics. And he's in his 50s. So, what's your fucking excuse? Anyways, Joseph, dude, you're setting standards, man. Good job. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. Ernesto, Alvin, married couple, super cool guys. I hope you're watching this. You guys are awesome. I got super lucky to train you guys. You're some of my favorite clients. You guys are very professional. You're goofy. You have fun. And you have an adorable dog named, I can't remember, but it's a bloodhound or basset hound. It's adorable. Anyways, lastly, Brandon. Brandon is a nerd just like me. He's bulking. He's getting big naturally. And he's looking good. He's got a beautiful young girl. He's a great dad, great role model. Married to a girl named Emily. She's a sweetheart as well. Dude, you're awesome. I hope you're watching this. I'm super proud of you. Keep working hard. And it is a pleasure to be able to train you. I take so much pride in it. Anyways, bro, do you have any shout outs for clients you want to do?
Yeah, shout out a few. King Juan. If you know about him, you know about him. He just competed at the Whitney Jones Classic along with the Arizona State Championships. Didn't place, but he. I will say that his presence was felt more than I'd say 95% of the other people. So got a lot of good connections, and a lot of people are rooting for him now. And we're starting this next prep for February, and we're expecting some crazy things, crazy round muscle bellies. Good kid, and
yeah, he's a good guy.
all
Isn't
these
he
kids.
older than us?
Yeah, he's 35, but man, he got the heart of a young bodybuilding kid, man.
Yeah, he
And
does. And
he's
we mean that respectfully.
yeah, definitely. He's awesome, and he's the only client I've ever have give me day-to-day pictures and updates. So every single day for basically 2.5 months, he gave me pictures, updates, and it never missed a single day. And I do appreciate that because most people are not willing to do that, even getting ready for a show. Next, I'd like to say a shout out to one of my new guys. His name is Eric, aka Focus. He's going to be on the classic scene. He's doing great things. He's starting from a crazy spot already, but we're initiating rebound, and he's going to definitely be doing some stuff in the classic world. So be on the lookout for him. And then last but not least, another new guy. He's a he's been at F1 for a while. Recently doesn't go as much anymore. His Sean. He's always been respectful to me, been respectful to my wife. We started at the same place, and he a lot of people don't have the courage to say to ask somebody that is around the same age, if not, uh, you know, uh, you know, kind of also doing their own thing for help. And he did. He came to me, asked me for some guidance with coaching, and does everything I ask him to, and to the point where he's blowing chunks every leg day, and he just wants more and more. So
Dude, Sean's
kudos,
good piece, man. Sean's a
yeah.
good guy.
So shout out to them, and all my OG clients that are still around. Um, I appreciate y'all.
Yep, to all my OG clients as well. Super appreciate it, like Russ and all you other people that have been with me for a long time. Don't think that just because I didn't shout you out doesn't mean I appreciate you. I'm just super proud of the gains that these people have been getting. Of course, I'm very proud of all of you. But all of you could work a lot fucking harder, so give me some good results this week. None of that pussy shit. Anyways, bro, that's the end of our episode. Do you want to lift at 4 p.m.?
Let me get back with you about that rope right now.
All right, all
I
right.
don't
Good
see.
luck.
I don't see why not. I don't see why not. But I'll see right now. I might have to extend it to like 5.
Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, everybody, have a great day. Peace.